Hey guys, I'm back again, and Plastic or Resin channel is going to give you another review today. Today I'll be reviewing a really rare treat that I got recently, a Marmit Mechagodzilla. This is not the regular 9-inch Mechagodzilla that regularly Marmit makes. This is the 14.5-inch Mechagodzilla that Marmit makes. And this is the header card. It's pretty normal. Here's the back of the header card. It says Mechagodzilla right here. For me to know that it says Mechagodzilla, I kind of do a search on Google, and it does show the Japanese words of Mechagodzilla, so that's how I know it. I can't really read Japanese, but I try to get around it. I wish I learned Japanese in high school, but I learned Spanish instead, and I never really used Spanish anyway. So I don't even know why I learned Spanish, but that's another long story. This Mechagodzilla is made from a company that does really good vinyls. And Super 7 also made a red vinyl with black highlights on it on the top of the head. And also a clear red and black Mechagodzilla, which is 14 inches too. There's a black version, and there's also a gray version. This version is the silver version, as you can see. The silver version does not come up often. In the 5 years of collecting vinyl, I have only seen the silver version come up once. And I was able to buy it off an online store. I was really lucky to get one. The price was a decent price, and it wasn't that too expensive. But the regular MSRP of the Super 7 red version, when it first came out, goes for $175. And I did see that in the store when I was there at one time. I think it was like 4 to 5 years ago they had it. And I saw it at that price, and I was like, oh, that's just too much for me, and I didn't buy it. I kind of regret not buying it, but I kind of didn't like the spray of it, because it was all, I think, all red and just black. If you do a search on Google, just type down Super 7 Marmit Mechagodzilla, and you probably find a picture of it. A lot of people post it, and I think it's limited to like 150 pieces. It's pretty limited, the Super 7 version, and this one is even more limited. It's really difficult to find. And yeah, this is one of my favorites of all time. If I finally be able to own this vinyl, is really makes me really happy. Let's go on and talk about the articulation of this figure. The head rotates 360, and I like to pose it where the head is looking backward. The arms do rotate 360. You just need to move it out a little bit. Just beware that you might smudge or scratch the paint if you're not careful. So move the arms carefully. The hands do rotate 360, like in the movie. The legs do rotate 360, but it's kind of hard. It's really stiff. The waist does move left and right a little bit, and that's pretty much it. The tail does rotate 360, but it's pretty stiff. And that's pretty much all the rotation of the limbs of this Mechagodzilla. Let's move his head back to the normal way, and let's talk about the paint job of this figure. Let me zoom in and show you a little bit of the paint and tell you about it. The eyes are painted gold, and there's no smear or smudges. Only the eyes are painted, and they did it really well. By the head on the back, the red is painted really nice. You probably see a little bit blue tint on his neck. What they did with this figure is that they wanted to make it kind of like a reflection of colors when light shines on silver. So it's kind of cool that they did that. If you look at the chest, there's a little bit of gold on there, and his hands, a little bit of gold too. So they kind of sprayed this whole figure with a variety of colors, not just the flat silver, which is really good. If you look at his legs, they did a blue tint on that too, and it's a really cool effect that they did for this figure. There's one thing that you will notice about this figure is that the presence is really good. I mean, this is one of the biggest Mechagodzillas that I have ever seen that looks this good, and that's the reason why I like it so much. If you look at the back, the spines are done really nice, and each are individually sculpted differently. One thing about this that I like about is it's all handmade. Each rivet looks similar because they have a similar mold on each side, but each side will look different. It's sculpted differently by hand and is made differently for each side. So if you look at the neck on this side, it looks a little bit different than this side. It doesn't look exactly the same. If you measure it, it'll look a little different. It's kind of like a little off a little bit, which is kind of cool in a way because this is all hand sculpted, and a lot of people don't do that anymore, and that's kind of like a shame because it makes it unique in a way because it's handmade, and stuff that is handmade is really much higher quality in a way. I mean, sometimes when you design something in a computer, it's kind of cool that you have a lot of detail, but it's also sometimes really cool to have something made out of hand and sculpted out of your hands, and that's what I like about this figure. It's kind of like sculpted with a person that knows what he's doing. I recommend you, if you find one of these, pick it up really quick because it's pretty rare and hard to find. And if you do see one, especially the Super 7 one or the silver one or the gray one or the black one, pick one up, see one for yourself and the details in it. You'll like it a lot. I recommend this, and I'll give this a 10 out of 10. So I'll probably end this review and let you guys go, and I'll see you guys next time for the next review.